Two contenders, one crown. Who will it be? Siddaramaiah or DK Shivakumar, both in the national capital, presenting their case to the High Command and the President of the National Congress Party, Mr. Kharge. Well, the latest news that is coming in right now. Decision now likely to be delayed for a few more days. Definitely no decision today, and it seems not even tomorrow. It's going to continue for the next couple of days. The Congress is likely to wait it out. Kharge would be meeting leaders from Karnataka. There are many MLAs in the party that he will be meeting. He will be discussing and then taking their opinion before arriving at a decision. I want to cut across to Maushmi, who's breaking this news on India Today. Maushmi, if the decision is going to come in the next couple of days, it's going to go against what was decided at the CLP meeting, that 18th is when the Karnataka Chief Minister will take oath.
So there is a sense in the Congress leadership that that the party should not take a decision in a hurried fashion. They do believe that there are many stakeholders, many people, not only the MLAs, there are leaders and workers who've toiled very hard. And even if the MLAs want to come and give their opinion, they should come and speak to the Congress president. And that's why that's the reason why, Preeti, there has been a shift in stand perhaps from that 18th May probability of swearing-in ceremony, because they say they want to give a formidable government, a government that delivers on its promises, and that's why the party president, who actually comes from Karnataka, has every right to speak to leaders, to discuss and take a decision, a well thought out decision. And also I would like to underline, the leader also told me that the underlining fact is that the priority will be given to the observer's report. That will be honored. Whoever is the man selected from that MLA's report, or whoever has the majority, will be the man. But of course, everybody has to be taken together, and that's why all the compromise formula needs to be worked out to the T.
Well, it's interesting because just 2 days ago you had Mallikarjun Kharge, who was in Karnataka on the day of the verdict. He had said that the High Command will now take the decision. Well, now it seems it's going to be, at least optic-wise, Mr. Kharge. But there is going to be no swearing in on the 18th. Naga, who's joining us outside Mr. Kharge's residence, you don't have to really go back now for the swearing in because there is no Chief Minister yet.
Well, that is true. Seems like the same news that even I'm confirming that Maushmi broke just now, that they might be delay in all likely for the next 2 days as well, if not 3 days, at least 2 days minimum, is what even we are getting from the DK Shivakumar camp, that the opinion was sought. Kharge has said that Siddaramaiah's opinion also will be taken, and few more senior netas of the Karnataka Congress will also be consulted, and finally the decision will be made. So it's not a simple process, and it would take more time is what we are told. Earlier we were speculating, or at least trying to analyze that the High Command didn't want to give a longer time because the arm twisting tactics of both the netas would start. More negotiation is dangerous for the High Command is what we were saying, because earlier both the netas assumed that Kharge would tell them the decision, and that's why both the camps were speculating. Now that we know that...
Naga, is it because the DK Shivakumar faction or DK Shivakumar has dug in his heels? I want to quickly bring in Rahul Srivastava as well as Rajdeep Sardesai, who's joining us from the studio. But Rahul Srivastava, you know, is this astute in the Congress party to take a couple of more days? Is it a smart decision? You know, you won the mandate. Can you prolong announcing the Chief Minister's name, because you're only going to lead to more complications for yourself?
Preeti, I think the Congress party is trying to create a balance. The idea is that if you take a hasty decision and announce that Siddaramaiah is going to be the next Chief Minister of Karnataka, leader of the Congress in Karnataka, the fact will be that this time around a very complex web of caste equations have voted for the Congress party. And in that, if there is a sudden decision, it will always be taken as a decision that the High Command has decided in favor of one choice, while the other side was not really heard. And I think the party is going through the motions of listening to the aspirations and the various demands of the leaders. Perhaps eventually the formula will reflect some kind of a proper sharing of a cake But I think, yes, as you are right, if prolonged, this has got potential to dent the image of the Congress party. Remember, the Congress party was also voted for. One factor is because last time around, Siddaramaiah provided a very stable government. Stability is also a factor. So all unstable events, if they get unstable in the coming days, I think will not help the Congress. And that is why I say still that I think intense bargaining, attempt to address the two tall leaders who represent the aspirations of the diverse cross-sections that have voted for the Congress party this time around. Eventually, there will be a split in the cake, which will be shown as a respectable sharing between the two leaders. And I think eventually the oath will take place.
You know, Rajdeep, the Congress has smarted under, of things going wrong in 3 states, be it Rajasthan, Punjab, Chhattisgarh. Do you reckon this time around, even if they're going to take more time, it is surely where the optics are concerned? Have they actually made up their mind? Or are they still confused?
Preeti, I'm going to start by quoting a tweet that I've just put out. After a long time, a bit of old-style political drama is unfolding in Delhi over Kaun Banega Karnataka Chief Minister. In the 1990s coalition era, it was Kaun Banega Pradhan Mantri, and often a dark horse would suddenly emerge. Recall how I.K. Gujral was decided upon in 1997 by a United Front government. The Modi era of total political dominance has meant less confusion in BJP, but Congress is still an old world party where there are never ever any shortage of power claimants. Expect this drama to unfold for a few more days as TV news channels endlessly speculate. Picture abhi baki hai. The point I'm making is, you see, when you have a party like the Congress, which has been out of power for a long time, and suddenly when you get power, you have all these individuals who've been in politics for 30, 40 years. You just mentioned Mr. Parmeshwar. He is, again, an MLA half a dozen times. There's R.V. Deshpande, who I met earlier today. He's a 9-time MLA. So you've got lots of people who, if not chief minister, want to be ministers. Look, the battle at the moment for chief ministers primarily between DK Shivakumar and Mr. Siddaramaiah, and both have strong claims. Mr. DK Shivakumar can claim that he rebuilt the Congress organization from 2020 and made it battle-hardened. Mr. Siddaramaiah can claim that he is a mass leader who's crafted a social coalition which has strongly voted for the Congress. So both of them have very strong claims. The problem is the High Command is weak. You see, if the High Command was stronger, they could perhaps have worked out the power sharing arrangement more effectively earlier. But that cannot happen in today's High Command. In fact, there are different claimants to who's the High Command. All of them are coming to Mallikarjun Kharge's residence at the moment. Sonia Gandhi is with Priyanka Gandhi Vadra in Shimla, and Rahul Gandhi is in the fray and out of it. So he is being consulted. Does he have the final word? That's the big question. Who has the final word? Earlier, it was very clear that Sonia Gandhi in 10 Janpat would have the final word. Now that's also not there. Someone like an Ahmed Patel who could manage these contradictions is not there. So who is going to ensure that both Mr. Shivakumar and Mr. Siddaramaiah are placated in an honorable manner? It's not easy, given that both of them have very strong claims to the top job this time. And if they don't get it, then you will have to ensure that they get ministries for themselves and their supporters. So, Kaun Banega Mukhyamantri and Kaun Banega Mantri, Preeti, is a difficult situation to handle when you have a weak High Command and strong regional satraps.
I'm going to just bring in Maushmi as well, because she's been talking to her sources within the Congress as well as Rajdeep. Maushmi, one thing is very clear: whatever was decided post the CLP, which was that the Karnataka Chief Minister will be sworn in on the 18th, that's not happening. That day is going to be passed. But where does the High Command or the stakeholders in this stand? Who stands in whose corner? Give us the juice.
See, Preeti, clearly, if you see what I've just flashed, that Rahul Gandhi, as Rajdeep also rightly pointed out, wants to stay away. He's in it, but he's not in it. And Sonia Gandhi and Priyanka are already in Himachal. So Rahul Gandhi, if you ask me who's going to have the final word, it is going to be Mallikarjun Kharge. Of course, he would inform Sonia Gandhi or Rahul Gandhi, but I don't believe in this situation that the High Command is weak, because Fortunately for the Congress, the president of the Congress is Mallikarjun Kharge, who hails from Karnataka, and he has a larger-than-life persona in Karnataka, in his home turf. So, and he's been like a marathon runner as far as politics is concerned. Even for that matter, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had to acknowledge that many times. So I really think that Kharge is the right man who has got the job, and he is the right man to do this job, because nobody knows better than him the politics of Karnataka. Nobody knows better than him the two leaders who are staking claim, and he knows what will be the shortcomings and the weaknesses, what will be the strength, and with Mr. Kharge, you know, his nature of treading very cautiously, consulting everybody, the Congress camp is very confident that he will make the right choice at the right
what
time.
we say with me, we are breaking more news. DK Shivakumar apparently told Mr. Kharge that Siddaramaiah tenure was with misrule. Lingayats were against Siddaramaiah. Siddaramaiah has tasted success as Chief Minister. Why does he need another chance? Siddaramaiah, reason for 2019 coalition collapse. It's my time to become Chief Minister, and the High Command should accommodate me. I rebuilt the party from 2019 collapse. Nagarjun, breaking this news on India Today. Nagarjun, it's DK Shivakumar who seems to have dug in his heels. Nagarjun, can you hear me? All right, we seem to have lost Nagarjun. We're going to try again. Rajdeep wants to come into that.
There are 2 points. One is apparently there are 25 points that Mr. DK Shivakumar has made. 25 reasons why he should be made and Mr. Kharge should not. So he's got a long list of reasons why he believes he's the better candidate. Some of them were mentioned, but he believes that Mr. Siddaramaiah has had its time. 15 years, 5 years as Chief Minister and almost 10 years as the leader of the opposition and the CLP leader. But when you mention Mr. Kharge having the final word, remember, can Mr. Kharge, for all his consultative approach, be a truly neutral umpire?
He lost in 2013 to Siddaramaiah.
He lost in 2013, and remember, Mr. Siddaramaiah came to the Congress in 2006. Few years later, he was the leader of the opposition.
They were rivals.
Who was the leader of the opposition prior to him? Mallikarjun Kharge. So they've had, you know, there is a past. That doesn't necessarily mean that Mr. Kharge will stymie Mr. Siddaramaiah's chances. But the truth be told, when I look at the numbers, this victory to a large extent is a victory that cut across various traditional caste combinations. The Congress got its SC/ST, the SC/ST Muslim backward caste Ahinda coalition right, but they've also got a fair share of the Vocaliga vote. So there is Mr. Shivakumar who's claiming, look, new generation, we've expanded into new areas, I have been far more resourceful, stayed with the party throughout. So you've got Mr. Kharge being pulled on both sides. Who does he really go with? Someone who denied him his greatest ambition of becoming Chief Minister of Karnataka 10 years ago? Or does he go with someone who represents a generational shift but may not represent perhaps the right caste combination for Karnataka?
But Rajdeep, as I bring in Nabila as well, ultimately, politically wise, not just Mr. Kharge losing out to Mr. Siddaramaiah, would you reward a war horse with the maximum number of battle wounds on him, which is Mr. Siddaramaiah, or a strategist, who's Mr. DK Shivakumar? Nabila, I just want to get you in, quickly get us up to speed when we go back to Rajdeep on this. In terms of the MLAs in Karnataka, they've clearly picked sides. Where do the numbers stack up? In whose favor?
From what we understand on ground and within the Congress circles, it appears that Siddaramaiah has nearly about 90 MLAs with him. In fact, on the day of the CLP meeting, Preeti, there was talk that 72 MLAs have stamped their opinion in a letter and shot it to the High Command already. So Siddaramaiah not taking chance because he knows very well he's riding on all the effort put by DK Shivakumar. DK Shivakumar, yes, has been a strategist, but what we also have to very well observe and closely look at is that DK Shivakumar is not only a strategist at this point here in Karnataka. He has the Lingayat support, which so far had voted for the BJP. A good sizable chunk of the Lingayats have now come into the Congress's fold. That's thanks to DK Shivakumar. Apart from that, the Vocaligas, almost most parts of old Mysuru region, which was dominated by the JDS, the Vocaliga vote bank have shifted their loyalties from Kumaraswamy, HD Kumaraswamy and Devegowda's family, and moved completely, consolidated large chunks of it with DK Shivakumar. So DK Shivakumar is no more just a strategist He has a huge caste and community backing him, and not just one. He has the Lingayat support,
But
he has the
with the
Wakilika
Lingayat,
support.
you have a Mr. Patil who come out and say that I'm a Lingayat leader. I've been working for the Congress for so many years. You know, reward me. I'm Lingayat. But stay with me, Nabila. Nagarjun, who broke that news coming in from the Shivakumar camp, is joining us for more. Naga, quickly take us through your news break.
Well, what we are getting to understand is that the conversation between DK Shivakumar and Mr. Kharge, that the reasons why DK Shivakumar wants to become the president, wants to become the chief minister, if I can correct that, wants to become the chief minister, was he quoted many instances that in 2019 it was Mr. Siddaramaiah's reason why the coalition government collapsed in Karnataka. It was the JDS and Congress coalition. DK Shivakumar felt that the main reason behind that collapse was Mr. Siddaramaiah, and also Lingayats and other major communities were against the chief minister from 2013 to 2018. That was a tag behind Siddaramaiah, and there was a lot of misrule, and he has tasted success as a CM already once. So the chance has been given to someone who has come out of the JDS party, then joined Congress. He's been given the topmost post. But now it's my turn. I have patiently waited for this in the last 40 years and have reasons because I have worked from the collapse of the party in 2019. So these are my reasons why I have to be the Chief Minister of Karnataka.
Rahul Srivastava, getting you back into this conversation, other than what I'm sure what Mr. Siddaramaiah says or what Mr. Shivakumar says on why they need to become the Chief Minister, the Congress will have to pick wisely with an eye on 2024. They lost 25 of the 28 seats, Lok Sabha seats in Karnataka to the BJP. A miscalculation today, and they could pay for it in less than a year's time.
Definitely, Preeti. I think the Congress is well and aware of it, that it is walking on a very thin ice situation here. And that is why I think there are different sections in the Congress's close family which are into the situation and are talking and keeping all the stakeholders extremely engaged. Like,
So there you are, Mr. Siddaramaiah actually leaving the residence of Mallikarjun Kharge will time. He just waved to us, didn't want to respond or react, and clearly, you know, first we saw DK Shivakumar.
Media at this point of time, he's kept his mum. We'll try getting.
Mr. Siddaramaiah's cavalcade pulling out of Mr. Kharge's residence would be interesting on what comes out of the Siddaramaiah camp. But let's cut across to Nagarjun. Nagarjun, you have more for us, I believe. Naga, can you hear me?
Preeti, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
I can hear you, Preeti. I think he's heading back to his hotel. We are trying to catch up with him, with Mr. Siddaramaiah. We'll have to see what was the message given. In fact, few of the followers and associates of Mr. Siddaramaiah gave a big thumbs up and waved at the media, showed victory symbol. Of course, this was all the followers. We don't know yet if Siddaramaiah has communicated to the followers as well what was told, what was communicated between Mr. Kharge and Siddaramaiah. But the body language of the associates, at least, were upbeat and positive. I think he's heading back to the hotel, so we're trying to catch up, Preeti.
All right, go ahead, Naga. One thing, Naga, before we let you go, you know, you were very hospitable to our Delhi team when we were in Karnataka, in Bengaluru. You're not going away anytime soon. 18th is no swearing in, Rajdeep. When it comes down to the Chief Minister of Karnataka, the theatrics, the drama to continue for the next few days.
You know, let me only add one caveat to this. It's not as if this hasn't happened in other parties. You saw how long it took for Himanta Biswa Sarma to be finally sworn in Assam. Over a week. It took that long for even Yogi Adityanath to be finally anointed. The one difference, of course, I think, is that in the BJP you have a very strong high command. So even if there are claimants, eventually the high command manages conflict resolution, and whoever is the high command, their word prevails. In the Congress, the problem, and we've seen this in Rajasthan in particular, even after a decision is taken, there's a lot of ill will that's left behind, a residue of ill will, and that's never fully controlled or satiated. And that's why the Congress has struggled in Rajasthan, and it may well happen in Karnataka. Even if we have a Chief Minister of Karnataka by this weekend, will that chief minister be fully secure when he knows that there is someone in his government who's working perhaps overtime to try and get his job? So I think that's going to be the challenge for the Congress, because people have voted for the Congress after a long time and given it this kind of majority in the hope that the Congress has learned from past mistakes. But if this continues endlessly, then it will be a bit of a self-goal and it will undermine the government, undermine governance. You made the point of 2024 Lok Sabha. To my mind, that's the critical question the Congress has to answer. Last time, Mr. Modi swept the Lok Sabha in Karnataka, won 26 out of 28 seats. If the Congress can't get its act together, can't provide decent governance, then the BJP has another opening in Karnataka. So clearly the Congress, whatever it decides, will have to make sure that that decision is acceptable to both sides and doesn't fester and linger like it did, particularly in Rajasthan.
Well, and, taking more time could only lead to further complications of, already there's word coming in, various ministers trying to stake claim to certain key portfolios, and it will only grow if the high command, or the proverbial high command here, or the party president doesn't come out with a decision anytime soon. Moshmi is joining us with more. Moshmi, over to you, and then we're going to quickly close the bulletin.
Yeah. Right, Preeti, I'm sorry it's pitch dark because we've been trying to chase Siddaramaiah's vehicle, and I can tell you that the body language was a bit different. When we called out for him, he did turn to the camera and waved and gave a thumbs up. So Siddaramaiah looking more calm and composed, more in control, while DK Shivakumar looked shattered. He looked really glum when he was leaving the residence of Mallikarjun Kharge. I can tell you that I'll be camping here for the next 2 days for sure, because this decision is likely to be prolonged, and we will have to wait and see what really comes out in the end.
Rajdeep, would you go by body language where leaders are concerned?
No, look, Mr. Siddaramaiah in particular is the kind of leader who reveals very little. I don't think you can go by body language. I think at the end of the day, you've got to go by political logic.
Right.
And political logic still suggests to me Siddaramaiah as the front runner, but I do fear that the longer it goes, don't rule out the prospect of a dark horse. This is exactly how we've seen in the past in the 1990s, when you all were still, dare I say, in school. We used to have united front governments where you would suddenly have an IK Gujral emerge out of nowhere.
So do you see, okay, Rahul Srivastava, do you see a Mr. Parameshwar or Mr. Patil come out and say that it's us? Compromise candidate. Okay, I don't think Rahul Srivastava can hear us. All right.
Oh, that was for me,
Okay.
Preeti.
Yeah, go ahead.
Preeti,
go ahead.
no, I
Yes,
don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think, as I said earlier, this is a balancing enactment, and definitely there is pressure on everybody. DK Shivakumar also. The MLAs, 105 to 108 out of the 135 with Siddaramaiah. The Congress High Command knows it has to be Siddaramaiah. I think we'll have to wait a bit. I think that there is going to be, as I said earlier, a very respectable sharing of cake announced very soon.
Well, the pressure tactics are on, as Nabila also suggested there, that a lot of MLAs also pledging support for DK, and DK going ahead and saying that I have support of 2 big communities there. But with that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close the bulletin, running out of time. Appreciate all of you for joining us. But the political optics, theatrics continue, and trust us to keep you one up on all developments, the front row seats right there. Thank you for joining us.